We are joined by Grover Norquist now, president of Americans for Tax Reform, a taxpayer advocacy group that works to limit cost of government. Grover, thanks so much for taking the time tonight.
Yes, good to be with you.
Let's break down the dollars and cents under a second Trump term, starting with those proposed tariffs on international imports. Will these tariffs make the prices for things here at home more expensive?
Well, one of the challenges we had was over the there were some tariffs that Trump put in his first term, and Biden and Kamala Harris kept them all in. So I'm not sure there's that much difference between the two on where they are on tariffs. The focus the president's put in has been on economic growth, and that's the tax cut agenda he's put forward.
You know, Trump wants to extend his 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. It sounds like it would save Americans money if extended. Are there any downsides to extending these tax cuts?
No. Right now, those lower taxes is what we're living with. The question is whether they disappear. Kamala Harris said that she would have a $5 trillion tax increase if she got in, plus raising the capital gains tax higher than China's, the corporate income tax higher than China's, taxes on energy to raise prices on energy. What the president said is that he was going to continue the tax cuts that are already in law. So it's not a change at all. And to keep our corporate rate lower than China's, our capital gains tax lower than China's, so investment stays in the United States. The president has put forward several other ideas in addition, not taxing tip income, which I think is a good idea. It's not that big a tax cut, but it gets the government. There's a privacy issue. If the government has to look over the shoulder of every bartender and waiter and waitress and count how many dollars were left on the table, that can be a challenge. I think it's probably a good idea not to tax tips as we move forward. But the president's also looking at taking the corporate rate to 15%, lower than the 21. That would tremendously give us economic growth. And of course, in the 1920s, we saw growth spurt as a result of lower rates. In the 1960s, under Kennedy, the same thing. And then with the Reagan tax cuts throughout the 80s. And when you raise taxes, you slow economic growth. Hoover raised taxes, slowed economic growth. And then Johnson and Nixon raised taxes and slowed economic growth.
Grover, let me ask you, because we are running out of time. I appreciate everything that you're providing. Let's return very quickly to the tariffs question, because at least on the campaign trail, he said, call me tariff man. He's promising big new tariffs, I believe, proposing 60% tariffs on goods from China and then tariffing up to 20% on everything else the U.S. imports. If he does make good on that promise, would that end up impacting prices for Americans here at home?
On the tariffs that he's targeted last time out, and the ones that he's been talking about this time also, the tariffs on China, for instance, he has talked about those, using those as a negotiating tool to keep China from stealing our technology, to get China to allow our goods and services to go into China. We used to have this argument with Japan. Japan didn't let a lot of American products in, and then they did. Now with China, we need to have more pressure on China to have them accept American goods and services, which they're not doing now. As a negotiating tool, tariffs can be helpful.
Grover, do you expect that inflation will be higher or lower under Trump?
Well, significantly lower, because the spending spree that Kamala Harris promised was in the trillions and trillions of additional dollars. The president is talking about reducing the spending levels that Biden had, never mind the higher ones that Kamala Harris wanted. There were a collection of left-wing economists who always dislike tax cuts and who like spending, saying, oh, they don't like Trump. Of course they don't. They were liberal economists, and they like tax increases. But free market economists recognize that Trump's pro-growth policy is the way to keep the deficit down. Economic growth is the most important thing we can do to bring the deficit and the debt down.
All right, Grover Norquist, I appreciate your time tonight. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.